Hello, my friends. Tony Moore, the Culture Architect. Last week, we started a 4-part email series that focused on the 3 mistakes to avoid when taking a new leadership position. To remind you, let me list those 3 mistakes for you. Number 1, focusing on processes and practices before you focus on people. Number 2, making changes too quickly. And number 3, assuming you are the smartest person in the room. Today, I'd like to zero in on issue number 1, focusing on processes and practices before you focus on people. Are you ready for this? Let's do it. If you've been around for any period of time, you've likely heard me say this before. People are the bridge between strategy and execution. Leaders either support or destroy the bridge. If there is ever a time when you need to remember this quote, it's when you're taking the leadership position of a new team. You see, intuitively you know it. The people you lead are foundational to your success. It is, however, easy to lead as if that's not the case, especially when you're the new kid on the block. Allow me to share an example, a personal one. Is that cool? I had been tapped by a CEO to take the leadership position of a team whose leader had recently been fired. Now, it's been a long time ago since we had this meeting, but here's some of the words or phrases I remember her saying to me. This is a great team with good people who are very talented. They've had a positive impact on our organization. They do, however, operate in a way that sometimes is a drag on our organization's speed of execution. Now, I'm sure there was a lot more that she shared with me, but let me be honest with you. All I heard was improving the speed of execution. Speed of execution. That's my jam. That's my superpower. All I remember thinking was, let's go. What a way to learn that when my strengths are unbridled, the results can be disastrous for our team, the organization, and for me. Give me a second to just step out of the story for a minute here and give you a little bit of background information. Years ago, I took an assessment called the Predictive Index. You may have heard it referred to as the PI. It measures behavioral drives and cognitive abilities. I love this assessment. We currently use it in the work we do with leaders. My PI behavioral report identifies me as a captain. I like that, captain. Well, in brief, a captain is a problem solver who likes change and innovation while controlling the big picture. According to my PI behavioral report, my drive is purposeful and directed at getting things done quickly. My work pace is distinctly faster than average. I learn and take action quickly. I'm an enthusiastic communicator who at times can be a little more authoritative than persuasive in my style. Not bad, right? The problem I would come to learn is when my strengths are unbridled, the results are disastrous for me, my team, and the organization. Imagine realizing that the things that come so naturally to you are actually a barrier to your team's success. Let's go back to the story. My CEO was looking for a well-rounded, multifaceted, thoughtful approach. I, on the other hand, heard improve the speed of execution. So I strapped on my super suit and headed into the arena with that goal in mind. Unfortunately, I focused my attention on processes and practices at the exclusion of people. As a result, I alienated the very people I needed to execute the change. It was a valuable, albeit painful, learning experience. Whether consciously or subconsciously, when you step into a new leadership position, making an impact is high on the list of priorities. Your natural tendency is to leverage your strengths. After all, they've served you well in the past, so why wouldn't they serve you well now? It is at this point that you must remember that people are the bridge between strategy and execution. Leaders either support or destroy the bridge. The question is not whether to leverage. I am struggling with the word leverage, you people. I'm so sorry about that. Let's try it again. The question is not whether to leverage your strengths. but rather how do you leverage your strengths to the benefit of the team? Let me say that again. The question is not whether to leverage your strengths, but rather how do you leverage your strengths to the benefit of the team? Whether you've taken the PI, some other assessment, or you are simply aware of your strengths, when you take the leadership position of a new team, I suggest you start with some serious introspection. Here are a few questions to get you started. 1, how do I use my strengths to connect with the people I have been charged with leading? 2, how do I leverage my strengths to bring out the best in the team? 3, how do I leverage my strengths to learn what is important to the members of my team? And 4, how might my natural way of doing things serve as a hindrance to our success? Imagine the impact I could have had if getting to know the people was where I immediately directed my purposeful drive and need to get things done quickly. Imagine how much smoother our path to success could have been if I had leveraged my ability to learn and take action quickly to gain insight into what they believe were the obstacles to our success. To paraphrase Kierkegaard, life must be lived forward but understood backwards. I no doubt came to understand a whole lot of what not to do. Is that cool?